As President Trump cites the price of oil when discussing the importance of maintaining that strong relationship with the Saudis, experts are saying it's impacting energy exports in a major way. One America's Jack Posobiec reports from Washington.
Really happy to have and welcome for the first time on One America News Dan Pena, who's an legend, an absolute legend in the finance, investment, and energy sectors. You've mentored hundreds, probably thousands of people at this point through your work. I wanted to get right into it because there's so much that's been talked about in the oil industry and the energy markets right now. We've had Barack Obama just recently coming out and saying he takes credit for everything that's going on in the energy industry, but the Trump administration has really changed a lot and has done so much to provide America's energy dominance with that sector out in the world. And you've got a lot of experience in the Saudi Arabian market and certainly a lot of experience in the Gulf. What is going on right now in Saudi Arabia with their oil, and what is going on with the price of oil?
It's because it's alleged that Iran is pumping oil like crazy. It's alleged that Russia's pumping oil like crazy. It's alleged that Saudi's pumping oil like crazy to drive the price down. That's probably all true, but right now we have Venezuela, we have other South American countries that are going bankrupt, and they've got all the oil that they could ever want to use. The first electric car was in 1845, I think. It was before the petroleum car. If we really wanted electric cars, don't you think since 1845 we could have electric cars?
Probably by now.
By now, right. It's not in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, or any of those Middle Eastern countries, or the South American oil countries, for us to go totally electric. I've contended since the middle 80s, we will be electric driven vis-a-vis cars when Saudi Arabia and the Middle Eastern countries want us to.
So why is the U.S. going along with this at that point then?
In the long run, they're our stable allies. But I mean, the Trump administration must think that the greater good, it's got to be the greater good theory.
And what they've been pushing strongly is that it's not necessarily for energy purposes, but more for geosecurity for that region.
Correct.
They think that Saudi, along with the Gulf Coalition Cooperation, GCC, is going to be putting together a force to really fight back against some of the terrorists, the Wahhabist groups that have been active throughout the area.
Yeah, well, but the byproduct of that for the Saudis is their oil reserves and the money that they're sucking in every day. And the Russians are being able to capitalize on it. The Iranians are able to capitalize on it. So they're riding on the Saudi back. And OPEC, there's no control. They say we're going to only produce 700,000 barrels. Iran, we're not supposed to be buying oil from Iran. People still do. They get around the tariffs, etc., and the blockades, and there's nothing we can do about it, etc.
What's the path forward for the U.S. in terms of using our energy resources to really bring the U.S. into the world stage on this?
We have the momentum now. Okay, we've opened up pipelines, shale, directional drilling, etc. The new discoveries in West and East Texas. We have the momentum. We have to continue that momentum, and that's what I believe the president is doing. And as long as he continues to push, I mean, we can maintain our position in energy dominance for the next, 30, 40, 50 years.
Dan Pena, thank you so much for sitting down with One American News, providing all of your insight for our listeners and our audience at home.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.